Telemetry indicates it's good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead. Ejecting.
Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We shall lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online.
Omega left. We're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
We've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no!
We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates it's good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead. Ejecting.
Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We shall lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online.
Omega left. We're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
We've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no!
We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates it's good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead. Ejecting.
Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We shall lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online.
Omega left. We're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
We've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no!
We're...
make sure you guys are shooting the correct legs. Be careful of the collisions. I don't want to hear complaints about it. Work around it. Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. And when anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us, right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill out, man. It's fine. It's just a 5-star.
Komm, Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't die.
Guys,
15 seconds, don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow. Okay, go to Charlie, see if we can get it.
There. To your left, there's a. Sorry, shit. So, jetzt gleich hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on empty barrels. Why are our strikes up?
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie, Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite ziehen, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurze Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums, ein Light, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left, Charlie, a Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got UAV cool shot.
Here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Deco. Tez on.
Go.
Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, you cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just pushed up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta.
Good evening, Mech Warriors. A little bit of a late start. Not much pre-stream on this one, but it's match time. MRBC Week 3. North America Div A Osiriz versus Steel Jaguar. I'm RJ Bays from the 228 IBR Swamp Foxes, and with me once again is my good friend Mikado Mad Dog Soul of the 228 Black Watch. And I just realized he couldn't hear a single thing I was saying because I forgot to turn on voice activation. But Mikado, how you doing tonight, sir?
RJ, I'm doing awesome, man. Again, thanks again for having me. What is this? Match 4 will be shotcasting together again?
Yeah, something like that. Match 4. Yeah, because we did 2 in 1 week. We did 1 in week 1, 2 in week 2, and yeah, this will be match 4 for us. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, I'm super excited. We have a Division A team tonight, so we've got some of the big hitters out.
Yeah, Osiriz, Steel Jaguar, our first Div A match. This should be good. I mean, you want to take a look at the rankings real quick? Because this match is going to be starting pretty quick. Steel Jaguar was trying to get their 8th player online, and we weren't even sure if the match was going to happen. We actually reached out to a Division E1 team to see about casting theirs, but then I got word that it's happening, so we, not much prep time going into this, but yeah, let's get right into the division. Mikado, talk about Division A for us.
All right, so hey, Division A is, it's really starting to shape up right now. Dropship 5 and my very own 228 Black Watch are at the top right now. Again, Black Watch and Dropship 5 have not played each other yet. That will be coming up soon enough. That could change who's the leader here. But right now, we're talking about 3rd place tonight. Where it comes to Osiriz, Steel Jaguar, 2 pretty well-known teams. They've been around for a little bit. You know, they definitely come to perform. You know, sometimes it is difficult, like you said, getting the eighth player on sometimes. So again, we appreciate everyone putting up with us tonight, and we appreciate both teams doing their best to show up. But these are two really solid Division A teams with, I want to say, similar play styles. They're very, you know, mid-range trading teams. You know, they're trading teams. I'm excited for that. Again, rounding out the bottom there of Division A, you have 42nd Super Scorned and SIG as well. It looks like not all of SIG's games may have been played or added up yet. So those last few guys at the bottom, take their numbers a little bit of grain of salt. That may change here coming up, but I think Division A is really starting to kind of put stuff together as who our leaders are in the pack. And tonight's match will give us our top three, a solid top three. What do you think?
Oh yeah, fully agree. I mean, of course we're all waiting to see that Dropship 5 versus 228 IBR Blackwatch. I mean, I know we're just dying to see. I know Bandit really wants to cast it. that match has been delayed again. We're not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but Bandit wants to cast that one so much that he's already booked it, even though it's not even happening this week. I mean, he's like, no, you mother effers, that one's mine. Don't touch it.
He's already calling dibs. He has his hand in the pie already.
Yeah.
He wanted that one. But that's going to be a good game. I'll be there watching that one. I'll be there playing that one. So, guys, definitely show up for that. That's going to be an excellent game. I imagine it'll be streamed on MRBC League 1, you know, the main MRBC League. So definitely be here for that, guys. We've got a lot of exciting matches coming up soon.
Yeah, let's talk about those at the end of the stream because we're about 5 minutes away from match start time. Let's talk about these teams, man.
Absolutely. So again, two pretty evenly matched teams. They both have had a win and a loss so far. Starting off with Team 1, Osiriz. They lost 4-1 against 228 Blackwatch. They did beat SIG though 5-zip. And they're led by, of course, our Aralok and Ghost. Again, some names we see there all the time, all over the queues in different tournament brackets. Jumping over to SJR Team 2. They won 4-1 against the 42nd. They did lose 5-0 to Dropship 5. So again, teams are pretty matched up with a win and a loss. And of course, SJR is backed up by the Magician. Again, pretty familiar name there, her neck warrior.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Magician and I, we did some chatting actually, a little bit of chatting on Discord, and I was curious, you know, to see what was shaping up for our HOD, Run Hot or Die. And if you're new to comp play in Mech Warrior, RHOD, Run Hot or Die, is a long time competitive league in MWO. Oh, wait, I don't want to block Magician. Hang on. I went to invite the Magician to the lobby, and the whole thing moved on me.
Well, we don't want to block anyone by accident.
So, yeah, Run Hot or Die. It's a long-standing MWO tournament. It's been around for a long time. In its original iteration, a couple of years ago, you had multiple leagues for 4v4. I think there was even a 2v2, a 4v4, 8v8, etc. And then for a while there, it went away. Mag, like many of us, just wanted to take a break for a while. And plus we had Worlds going on last year. That really bore into a lot of us and are wanting to play this game because it burned a lot of us out. So RHOD was kind of put in the back burner for a while, but then, surprise, winner this year, Mag comes back with the RHOD 4v4 Winter Classic, and it was fun. It was fun. Mag knows how to do a tournament, guys. He's an excellent player. He's a great team captain, and he knows how to put on a tournament. This guy knows what he's doing. So if you ever wanted to try your hand in maybe some of the other types of tournaments that are out there, RHOD is a good one. Look for that. He told me the next one he's going to do is going to be for the European, because he didn't get one of those in his last iteration. And it's all going to depend on when Worlds happens this year and the World schedule. He's going to try to schedule everything around that. But definitely look out, especially for you European guys. Look out for RHOD happening sometime relatively soon.
And again, to all our units and unit leaders out there, again, even if you've never played comp before, Run High or Die or MRBC, any of these tournament brackets here in Mech Warrior in the community are a great place to start. Get your foot in the door. Even if you don't win all the time, just get that experience, and you'll only get better from there. So, again, Run Hard or Die, I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be super exciting, and I'm sure we'll find out more about that in the future. All right.
Well, these teams, can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, I just turned my voice activation there. These teams are loading up in the lobby. They're giving each other their greetings.
Yeah, and again, tonight, both teams, sometimes even when you have a scheduled setup, right? Real life happens. It's difficult to get people on. You may not have the guys you screamed with earlier that week or practiced with earlier that week who know exactly what mech they're playing may not be here. Maybe they had to call someone else up. One of your rotation guys, and they have to play a mech last minute. That just kind of shows the dedication of these teams and always having someone ready, having someone on standby, ready to get in there. So this could throw strats out the window, right? When you have people who are kind of rotating in last minute. We don't have a lot of time, of course, because we don't have a lot of time to prepare. But I think we should see some pretty crazy stuff. We may see some mechs that probably weren't the selected mech originally, etc., for different drops. It's going to be a lot of fun. Real quick, before we get started here in about a minute or so, first game is on Polar Highlands Domination. This is the light drop with 4 lights, 4 mediums. I think it's going to be a brawl like usual.
Yeah.
Typical light drops.
Yeah, but the thing about Division A, though, this is you're more likely to see that one ranged mech trying to poke from the outside. I mean, unlike some of the lower division matches that we've casted in the past, you're going to see a lot more focus fire here. You're going to see maybe some, not too much strat alteration, but you might see some strat alteration with that circling mech on the outside, poking from long range. We could see something completely different. These are the teams, these Division A teams. These are the guys that have been playing this game for a long time. They got the strats. They've got the know-how. They know what to do, and so you're going to see that concentrated focus fire. You're going to see much better movement and positioning from these guys. It's when you get into Division A, it's a completely different game than the lower divisions like we've been casting.
Yeah, and of course, no discredit to lower divisions, but Division A, the aim is good. There are some very good pilots playing tonight that can melt the leg off a light at 500 meters with the Gosh or PPC or whatever they're shooting with, real efficiently. You know what I'm saying? So, that focus fire is essential. That movement's essential, because the thing with Division A is that the one pilot or the one movement, that the one mistake you make that normally isn't so detrimental to you in lower brackets, you will pay for it here in Division A. So I expect them, of course, to get to the domination point. Domination does force both teams to get to the middle. Whether there's some Overwatch mechs or whatnot, kind of a little bit further back. They're gonna scout each other. They're gonna find out what each other's running, and then they're gonna just light each other up with some great shots. But this is where light pilots, especially, are super important. If you don't have good light pilots, you don't do good in other game types with more mixed decks. But when you have 4 lights and 4 mediums, it's even more important. Again, no streaks allowed here in this light drop on Domination Polar Highlands. We're loading up here.
Yeah, this thing is getting started. Like I said, we started the pre-stream a little late because we just weren't sure what was going on. I got the word from Mag about 7 minutes before the match was supposed to start that it was on, so we had a short pre-stream there. But yeah, we're going, kids. This is happening, and it's happening quick.
And again, super important, especially here in the early games, is who's going to win this first one, who's going to carry the momentum on into the later drops, etc., etc. While we do not have dual view because we are in MRBC 2, we'll be kind of giving you some.
Yeah, that reminds me. Bandit and MDM are going to be bringing you the Isengrim match from Div C. on MRBC 1.
So you guys go check that out. We have great games going in MRBC League 1 and 2 here. As we load it.
All right, I'm on the Steel Jaguar side.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see. So looking at Osiriz here. Osiriz, we got some small pulse laser Novas, Jenner 2Cs with SRMs, Spider 5K with a large pulse laser. That's a pretty interesting mech on this for a little Overwatch. Medium pulse laser Wolfhound. It's mostly Brawl with maybe that little bit of Overwatch from the Spider. What you guys got over there?
Yeah, same thing. Locust, Jenner, Arctic Cheetah, a couple Novas, Hunchback 4SP. It looks like a Shadowhawk 2K, I want to say. So yeah, I mean we're looking at Brawl over here. Teams are slowly working towards the center right now. The lights are trying to get in there quick. They start getting on that timer. It looks like Osiriz is going to make it first. Oh, but no, I was wrong. Steel Jaguar got the 1 second lead. That could be a difference maker.
Absolutely. That as soon as you get up in the lead, you can be a little more patient. You can be able to make the enemy team make mistakes and force their hand. This is a difficult map for any team because of the rolling hills. There's not a whole lot of landmarks on this map. You can very easily go from being in full cover to full exposed to the enemy team if you make the wrong move along one hill. And if the call comes to push, if you're the first one over that hill and by yourself, you're gonna get focus fired pretty quickly. But let's see which one of these guys will be the more aggressive. Right now they're just scouting each other out. Cafanks is over here for Osiriz, kind of eyeballing and looking. If you notice, there's really around this domination point, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 little bluffs here. This right side's a little bit more tricky because
laser fire's starting to go already. They're pushing into each other. This is where the brawl happens. I don't see any mechs circling the outside at all. So
yeah, we got a push by SJR, led by Rosa in the 4SP. Very tanky, very quirked mech. Looks like Nova goes down for Osiriz already. Arla. Nova's big DPS to take out of the game as early on as you can. Absolutely.
Ruse goes down for SJR. 2 down for Osiriz. Now 2 down for each team. Mickey knocks down to 41% and falling. Wildfire down to 51%.
Yeah.
This is a brawl, kids. But look at the focus fire. That's the thing that you need to see here. It's not a bunch of 1v1 matches.
Absolutely, yeah. Team, they're staying tight. They're staying together. They're keeping the focus fire down. It's like legs all day. Don't skip leg day here, guys. You're trying to get the mediums, the high DPS mediums and Novas, etc. first. Then it kind of comes down to a light battle. But it's chaotic, even for the best teams here. Was it a splat adder from?
Yep. And this is close too. We got 5 down. Yeah. 5 down for Osiriz. 4 down for SJR.
Kippers gets legged here. Oh no. No, he did not get legged. Okay, he just slowed down a little bit there. You can't shut down. Here at this end of this game, you're rolling heat scale. Oh, sorry,
5 down for each team.
Yeah, Cafanks is legged.
But Skinless in that Spider 5K is still pretty healthy. So
he has those machine guns. He's over here wrecking crits all day.
Skinless, last one alive for Osiriz.
And he gets legged, and he's down. Victory goes to Steel Jaguar.
Steel Jaguar takes the first drop. 8-6.
So, man, this played with my emotions already. It was going back and forth.
It was.
I could not tell a clear winner until the last 10 seconds, literally. Wow.
All right. Well, Mikado, you take us through the stats there, and I'm going to update the scores for us when we get into the next drop here.
Absolutely. So first, one of my favorite cheese mechs. It's not usually meta, but the Adder Prime piloted by Cornite. I think that was the Splat Adder. 399 damage by Cornite there for SJR. Or we have Ghost coming across with Nova Prime. Of course, small pulse laser build, 467 damage. Again, super high DPS there. You can tell by the damage numbers that these teams both beat the crap out of each other. It just came down to those last few mechs there.
All right. Definitely a good first drop, a close first drop. That's what you should expect from these teams. These guys are very evenly matched. We're gonna see the better the better play style here from these guys. Experienced teams have been doing this for a while. Experienced players have been doing this for a while, and it's showing.
And you know, I imagine we're gonna see at least one more brawl here on Viridian Bog coming up as well. You know, we're gonna get a little bit more tonnage in there. 2 heavies, 4 mediums, 2 lights here on Viridian Bog. I'm thinking some onions, maybe some summoners for some mobility. There's gonna be some heavy brawl, I think.
So after drop 1, of course, Steel Jaguar got the points for the win, but they walk away with 350 rep points. But as you can see, Osiriz, they still got the bonus for killing 5 of the enemy mechs. So it's only a 150 rep point lead for Steel Jaguar right now, 200 to 350, and we are going into Viridian Bog. Real quick, Mikado, do you want to take a look at the Viridian Bog map strat and
let's do it?
Kind of go over some possible ideas.
Yeah, let's bring it. So it'll be Viridian Bog on Conquest. Again, this is not a very big map. To the point where, to be honest, the Conquest aspect of this doesn't really matter as much because you get your little base cap, whatever. You get in, you get dirty, you get that brawl started, you beat the crap out of the enemy team, and then you clean up the caps later. Starting off with Team 1, Osiriz here. Again, control points are going to typically be your central spire. This is where things tend to start and rotate around right here. And pretty much the same thing from Team 2 side. There are some side poking positions where you can get a little overwatch. For example, you know, you get guys up here in D5 come up this ramp. There are some, if you want to, hang out a little bit further back, there's some high ground spots over there. And for Team 1, same thing. You have some high ground spots here, here, and here. I don't know if I would want to put anyone out there. Maybe you can get some guys up here in Delta 5 from this side too. And you kind of try to control this space. So that way, you make your team the advantage. You keep the high ground. You decide when the push starts, and you push it to the enemy team, or vice versa. You got to be careful on some of these ways because it's real easy to get singled out. Very narrow path on this side. Very easy to get singled out here, or coming up in these ramps as you're coming across here. There's weird cover here. Yeah, I mean, we've all played this map, guys. When it first came out, especially, all these little roots and these little plants, these IM roots that just won't get out of your way. You backtrack, you get stuck, you get killed. It happens, guys. That doesn't happen as often in Division A, but it still can. And sometimes that damn twig could be a game changer. So both teams are gonna have to be, aware of their environments. Try to take those key spots and make sure that when the brawl starts, that they have all their key players in place wherever they're at, coming from high ground.
Yeah, one of the things about this map, and actually, let me pull it up on my other tab here so I can draw pretty pictures. Viridian Bog, it's got some great points on it. Obviously, that you can get up high, and it seems like you could snipe from these things. And you can if you have the PPCs, the gauze, the ER larges. There's great points throughout here where you can get up, and you even have lines. The problem is the fog on Viridian Bog, the heat on Viridian Bog. Even getting up to some of those points, you have to have a good jumpy mech to do it. Plus, just the tree branches and all the other stuff that gets in your way. There are a couple key spots on the map here and there where you can get a good ranged mech up there to help cover your guys as they're trying to take one of these points that Mikado pointed out. But it's a difficult one. That's why you tend to see a lot of teams go for the mid-range on here. Or even I don't think I've seen it this year yet, but in the past I've seen several teams just bring a DACA deck because they run cooler, and Viridian Bog is a warm map. So
absolutely, and this is one of those maps where I said there are those little bits of elevation. Mobility can be a big thing, but you make some sacrifice. Right? Are you gonna go, if you go brawl, are you gonna go with summoners that are super mobile but maybe a little bit more fragile, or are you gonna go with maybe like Orions that are super tanky, have a really good alpha, but they could get stuck on low ground, or they may not be in position when you need them to push. They're not as quick, or just the good old Timberwolf. That's kind of a balance of both there. What I think we're going to see more brawl, maybe like you said before, maybe one Overwatch mech. You may have an Overwatch medium or something like that, kind of out in some of those key spots you see there in orange, but not too far away from the battle where when the brawl starts, they're gonna lose firing lines, etc. The key point on this map is to keep the enemy team out of key positions, area of denial, and that's what you use those longer range guys for.
Yeah.
And then you come in with the brawl, smash their face, and then then you go cap. Then you go cap after that. This is not typically one of those maps you're gonna have a stalemate for the cap game. If it does come down to that, and say one team or the other does get up on caps, it's gonna force the other team into a really disadvantageous position when that happens, because there's so many little choke points here, and so many little narrow crevices where it's kind of hard to push out of.
The choke points on this map, it'll wreck an inexperienced team. But that's the thing here, though. This is Div A. These are experienced teams. I don't think you're going to see these guys trying to funnel their whole team through one of those choke points. But if somebody does make that mistake, if one of these teams makes that mistake of doing that, then you'll see the other team make them pay for it. It's doubtful to see with these guys, with these Div A teams. But if a mistake is going to be made, it's going to happen on this map, and the other team is going to exploit it to the best of their ability. Guarantee it.
Absolutely. And the only way that I personally try to avoid those little bottlenecks is keep my guys up on the high ground, and when the time comes, death from above, just like the 206, our very own 228 guys. Death from above, drop down, and wreck things. So let's see what happens here shortly. Both teams are trying to ready up. Again, we appreciate our audience's patience. Teams are kind of bringing in some last-minute people to play next that they may not have been prepared for. I couldn't tell last game, but
yeah, I couldn't either. I mean, both of these teams actually did some work, especially SJR in the offseason, picking up other players. Like you can see Wonka right there actually they can't see it because I'm looking at the lobby right now, but you can see Wonka from Storm Panda is on SJR. Tear up. Several players. You got is it Kiefengist? I can't remember. Kaffengist from Lords playing with Osiriz, so.
I call him Cat.
That's the thing about a Div A team, though. If you're a Div A team, if you've got the record, you can reach out to these other teams like Lords or any of the other top tier teams and pick up those top tier players to come play for you. And it's a little bit easier, I think, to fill your ranks when you're a Div A team than it is when you're one of the lower ranks, unless you made a name for yourself. But SJR has. Mag has done a great job of picking up the players that he needs to make this season happen, and Osiriz has too. I mean,
SJR has been around for a while. You always see familiar names there. Again, Mech Warrior as an overall it's a relatively small community, right? But again, anyone playing in Division B through E today could be a Division A player tomorrow, right? You just keep playing, keep practicing, keep showing off your skill, and teams are always looking for good people. We're looking for the best of the best, and you see this more in Division A now more than ever. We're getting ready to get a team together, guys. Who's interested? Who's got some in real life stuff? That's not going to affect their season, and they get the best that they can to play. Now it can be tricky, kind of like a professional basketball team or whatnot. You get new players in and out. The veterans of the team have to get used to that, and everyone has to kind of get that synergy going. But I want to say both teams have done it really well tonight. The calls seem pretty well. SJR's push from last game, they led with that 4 SP, which that 4 SP is just that's a punching bag. There's so much crit bonuses and whatnot on quirks on the Hunchback 4 SP. They knew what they were doing with that 4 SP at the tip of the spear.
Yeah, it was a good push. It was still a close match, though. I mean, 6-8. Oh, yeah. It doesn't get much closer than that.
And it was going back and forth. If this game is even half as good as that last game was, guys, we've got a lot in store for us tonight. Absolutely. We've got last 3 players ready and up here. All the match stuff looks good. Again, guys, this is our 4th casting. Right, we've broken a few things. We've had some computers crash. We've had a few night op drops. Right, so again, thanks for bearing with us. I appreciate you guys. If you're excited for this drop your favorite emoticons here in the Twitch chat. I want to see some Mech Warrior stuff, some robots. Drop your favorite emoticons. Let us know what you like as we get both teams readied up here. All green.
Yeah, they're showing green. I'm just waiting for the final word. There's Mag waiting for Osiriz. I know Mag's good. Osiriz hasn't said anything yet here. Yep, there we go. Let's do this.
Looking good.
All right,
Again.
drop 2. Steel Jaguars leading at 350 to 200 rep points.
It's gonna be close. And again, guys, this is Viridian Bog with a little bit more tonnage.
A little bit more tonnage, yeah, because we get those heavies in the mix.
Yeah, and as far as the bonuses as well, you know, again, there are the bonuses for killing those 5 mechs, which it's gonna happen. Both teams are gonna just beat the crap out of each other. I absolutely know that.
Yeah,
but
guaranteed.
let's see who's the heavies for each team, because that could definitely be a key thing. Typically, your heavies are going to be, you know, the best pilots who do that. You know, they're going to be the anchors of your team. Both sides here. And starting off with Osiriz, it looks like we have Aralok in the Night Gear Prime again, one of their team leaders, and Reckless in another Night Gear. So I imagine Goss PPC, but let me get in the cockpits here. Who's the heavies for SJR over there?
Well, I spawned on the Osiriz side, but just looking at the list here. Let's see, we got Summoner Prime piloted by the Magician, and we got Orion 2C as well. So that to me says Brawl. Let's take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, full Brawl. So yeah, so they did a little bit of both. They brought the mobility and they brought some of the Orion's heavy firepower.
Yeah, the Orion 2C's got the familiar LB-20X and 4 SRM6s with Artemis, but he also packed a couple flamers in there.
He's gonna get someone hot.
Yeah, and this is a good map for it. I mean, this is a warm map. It's not the hottest in the game, but it is pretty warm.
Yep. Now these Night Gears here for Osiriz are Goss PPC with a few medium lasers. They are playing a little bit further back. They're playing a little bit more of a mid-range map. So we're gonna have a mid-range kind of setup here from Osiriz on some of those key points we talked about, those high ground sections. They're going for the cap game. Osiriz is going for the cap game to get up, whereas Steel Jaguars,
yeah, they're kind of hanging back. They're letting their lights pop up top, kind of get an idea of where the enemy team is at. None of these teams seem real keen on pushing too fast, I mean, into one another. I mean, they're just trying to get the lay of the land, figure out where each other is at.
Absolutely. And now here with Theta, so we have SJR coming around the corner here at Theta. There's not a whole lot of places you can shoot Theta from the Osiriz side. I mean, it's on that low ground. It's in the swamp there. You know, they could potentially get Theta if they scout it. They are being very cautious, though. We'll give them that. And Steel Jaguars are being very cautious in their approach. They're like, wait a minute, something's up. Something's got to be up. If they find out that Osiriz is more of a mid-range deck, and they push hard and heavy enough, those Night Gears may not have the DPS to fend off that type of attack. But listen, the Night Gears here from Osiriz are moving down off the high ground, moving up, and Osiriz is moving to the central point of the map, the main part that we talked about. You know, both teams are still just feeling each other out. Right now, Osiriz, I will say, does have the better positioning on the
map. I was just gonna say, it looks like they have a better map control position.
But Steel Jaguars, you know, are up on the cap game right now. So basically what Steel Jaguars did, they realized that, okay, you know, Osiriz started capping. We're gonna cap too. SJR knows that you know, they're brawly, right? So if they stay brawly and get up on cap game and force Osiriz to go into one of their caps, they can jump on a mech or two and maybe get up. So Steel Jaguars are playing smart right now. They're trying to force the hand of Osiriz to make a mistake. But let's like Osiriz is already here on the move. So Osiriz going towards the north side of the map here, heading towards Kappa. You know, again, Osiriz has some of those more longer range mechs with those Night Gears. Night Gears are getting some pot shots in there, here and there. It's like no damage really to SJR yet. But Osiriz, they're just moving up their line. Reckless, you know, great pilot, very good, you know, good aim too. We played him against Blackwatch, solid pilot. Aralok as well. Again, they're one of their team leaders there. They're keeping them in those high vantage points to get the most damage they possibly can. Looks like they send some lights here into to get the cap and the spider.
Yeah, T-Fun trying to sneak in there and get a little bit of cap going, but SJR put that down pretty quick.
Yeah, they saw it. Now they may be trying to bait.
Maybe. Yeah, they're kind of pushing up a little bit. We got some medium range weapons trying to shoot each other here.
Because what Osiriz can do is they can get their light. They're on the cap, right? So right now, SGR has really no one to cover that cap, and try to force SJR to push into them. But that's got a lot of ground to cover across a lot of bumpy terrain right now. And you still have what I want to call it. Osiriz has a little like gang here. They have like a little like brawl gang, like Yakuza style.
Yakuza style.
They've got like baseball bats with barbed wire wrapped around it, like Walking did. Let's see who's gonna smash some faces first. We make it a little engagement here, but right now,
yeah, it looks like it. Looks like we're gonna start fighting over here by the dropship.
Yeah, and SGR does see them. They do see those UAVs up. They're moving out of there because right now SGR is split all over the place. Looks like they sent some guys out the cap or maybe flank there. If these back guys from SJR can get on those like night gears, oh yeah, right now they're already engaging. They're engaging that back night gear.
Yeah, SJR has assembled their full team to get over here and participate in this.
Yeah, so Reckless. Oh, but those lights are getting pretty beat up. It looks like Gut got pretty beat up there in the Cheetah. He's stuck on the tree.
the Locust 1A is not looking very good.
And you see they're stuck in the tree, dude. Yeah, see that's what happens. You get stuck on roots and stuff real well here. But the brawl is starting.
Yeah, it's back here on the side of the map in these little choke points here, which is interesting.
Yeah, those lights may have caused just enough mayhem in the backfield of Osiriz to get them going. But they got to push to this choke point. Percentages are going down rapidly for either team. Magician with 48%.
Magician goes down quick, but Ghost also goes down. That's two of the leaders right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a medium for Heavy. Another one goes down for SJR. The Griffin, too. They've got to get out of here. They can't keep letting those night gears just put damage into them.
3 down for SJR, 2 for Osiriz. Percentages not looking good for Osiriz, though. I mean, Wonka just went down.
Yeah. There's still some very fresh mechs here for Osiriz. I mean, they're just kind of picking SJR apart at this point.
Yeah.
That's a very bad place to engage from. Both teams trying to shoot around the corner and cut the pie.
Very, very hard position to move your lights around quickly.
Yeah.
Only 2 left standing for SJR. They're working on Gut right now.
Yeah, Gut. Yeah, the last few lights here. So the bonus, the bonus did happen for both teams. So both teams did get the bonus. That's kind of a perk there. Man, I would like to see it. I want to see SJR be a little more aggressive on that one. I think if they would have pushed right to the middle of the map, held that point there, then they would be in a position to kind of beat up Osiriz wherever they push. But both teams were a little bit more cautious, and they kind of used the cap game to force the enemy team to do what they want.
Yep. Osiriz does take drop 2. Both teams will still get the bonus, though. 5 mechs killed for each side, so this is still going to be really close.
It's only game 2 of the series. We still have a lot going on. Again, both of these teams, I know they're typically more comfortable with a lot of more mid-range, long-range stuff. I mean, we saw Osiriz with their night gears here just now. Going into a map like Forest Colony, it's a little hard to see there, but that could turn into a much more mid-range, long-range map, I think. Looking at the stats here, MVP for Bravo, or for Osiriz here is going to be Armor Lock and then Night Gear. Night Gear, 557 damage, 3 kills, lots of pinpoint high alpha damage there. For Team 2 here for SJR, it looks like the Nova by Tear Up. Tear Up again, that's one of their newer players there that they picked up. Nova high DPS 399. The Stormcrow for them did 359. The brawl started and they just couldn't finish it off. They couldn't get around that corner. How are we looking with a match score so far there?
Well,
rep points.
Let's take a look at that. So after 2 drops, each team, Osiriz and Steel Jaguar, both have taken a drop. Osiriz just has a slight 25-point rep lead with 550 to Steel Jaguar's 525.
Oh, wow.
This is close. This is the way we like to see our MRBC matches right here. Nice and close. Skilled teams, skilled players. This is what makes for exciting matches. But Mikado, I've got something special for everybody.
Yes, sir. Well, what you got? I'm excited.
Let's give away some premium time.
I'm down. That sounds better than cookies to me.
You want to write down the winner's name for me here? Oh, wait. I got to say, I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to have to restart it here. I screwed up.
No worries. So I can't write my own name down, but I got your back. Let's see who's going to win this free premium time.
Okay. So, I've got all kinds of weird things going on here. Run now, I say.
There we go. So if we break the winner ticker there, everyone wins, right? We all get free premium time. Is that how it works, RJ?
Yeah, it's supposed to be over. I can't get the tool to work here. Let's see, I'm going to remove that.
So no one gets cookies.
No one's going to win anything. I have to re-add the source here. Let's see. We're going to do a window capture and...
Well, if we need to, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll write people's names down on a ping pong ball.
Got it.
You got
it. On a ping pong ball? Yeah, we're not doing this like the lottery, man. Alright, I got it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add the viewers. MRBC League 2. I'm going to load these up. Alright, now we have a couple people. We got to get rid of you. And we got to get rid of Moobot. I know that. Let's see here. Moobot's got to go away, and I have to go away. Yeah. And quite a few people here could win. 500 MC is what we're giving away. And this is going to be really freaking loud. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Alright, let's get away. 500 MC. Who's going to win?
Alright. Hype it up, guys. Let's see. 500 MC. Who's going to be the lucky winner here? At least your team's not blowing out your jumps tonight.
Yeah, I know. That first time, that was bad. Alright, and it looks like File Titan. FILETITAN, no space. File Titan is going to win 500 MC. And we will send that to you in a Twitch whisper right after the match is done. Because it's a 5-minute delay. We can't. He doesn't even know he won yet. I'll send him the code and be like, "What's this?"
So yeah, congratulations, File Titan. We'll be getting you that MC here shortly. Spend it wisely on space stuff and new mechs. Keep it saved up for the new weapons coming out. Maybe new mechs.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I need to win me some MC.
All right, so drop 3 is what we're going into. Forest Colony, both teams tied 1-1 or 1 drop apiece. Osiriz with just a 25-point rep lead. Very close match. Forest Colony, Conquest, Commander mode. Talk about that one, Mikado.
All right, so this is probably one of my favorite drops. Just with the mechs you bring in. So you do have a commander. You have your 1 assault mech. You do get a bonus for keeping your commander alive, right? 3 mediums, 4 heavies. On a map like Forest Colony, that's a lot of flexibility for some stuff to get. Some people are going to get beat up here. People are going to get real beat up here. Again, we've seen some precision already with some night gears. Let's look at the match strat and kind of break down some of the possibilities we may see here on Forest Colony Conquest. All right. So again, this is a pretty big size map. So the cap game can be important on this one as well. The spawn points are pretty far spaced out. That can often be a difficulty for many teams. For example, Osiriz, coming from you have water, you've got the beach, you've got middle of nowhere up there by Charlie. The map strat's drawing really slow right at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
and so you can split off your teams to do their own thing, right? You can bring in all your lances, kind of group up, and then move towards the center. That's a pretty common bug strategy, right? We see it all the time in solo queue and other queues. On something like this, I imagine they're gonna send spawn one of the lights off in one of the wings. Maybe cap the quick cap at Theta. Maybe Team 2 will kick quick cap at Kappa, etc. But typically the battle, and I'll wipe this here, is gonna kind of take place in these few areas.
Yeah. That's typically the spot, and there's usually a nice little. Well, it depends on the teams and the strats being laid out. But I typically see the quick caps on Sigma, Kappa, Gamma, Epsilon, and then you tend to see a bit of a fight over Theta, which is typical for a lot of these maps in Conquest mode. Theta is usually in the center. It's usually that one point that both teams can seem to get to pretty easily. So that's that spot that you circled a minute ago.
Yeah. And that is a pretty open area. So if you're not familiar with the terrain, there's a pretty open area here in the Sigma kind of theta area. It's just kind of open forest. Some power positions you're gonna have here, of course, going to be your kind of radio tower here, right? This is a pretty strong position. This gives you some high ground with a lot of vantage points. Not only can you shoot down into this open area, but also too you can shoot down here. You can look up, look down to the water, etc. So Team 2, the way things have been going, I think SJR is going to go for that radio tower. It's super important for scouting and for getting ready for a push. I imagine both teams are going to be more mid-range, maybe a little brawler or two in the mix. But the action takes place typically around radio tower, like you mentioned, around that data kind of Sigma area. Which teams are going to do it better? We'll see. We haven't seen any of SJR's more mid-range guys out yet. We haven't seen any of the mid-range play. We've already seen that from Osiriz. Again, we know Osiriz is good at that as well. I'm excited for a little bit more trading, a little bit more mid-range, laser vomit, Gauss PPC kind of stuff. It's going to be tricky here, but it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Both teams are almost ready.
All right.
I'm again, you know my thing about this map. I really like to see who the or what mech they bring for their commander mech. The Marauder 2C D is a very popular one because of that ECM, and if you're doing long range, which a lot of these bigger teams, these Division A teams like to do, Marauder 2C, 2 Gauss, PPC. Oh, we're almost ready to go. But 2 Gauss, PPC, ECM keeps it very well hidden.
Absolutely. And depending where you are on this map, it's especially as a side poking build or asymmetric build, that can be a very powerful build, of course. Now, of course, there's still stuff like the Battle Masters, still very strong as well. Maybe one of these teams, maybe they go more brawly, they bring a gargoyle, something like that, and really get up in the enemy team's face. We'll see. But again, whichever assault pilot you run for your commander, it's scary bringing it as a brawl mech, because if that mech dies, you lose that commander bonus. So that typically that 85 ton assault mech is going to be a little bit longer range, like you mentioned, Gauss PPC, a little bit more support. If you can hide it with ECM,
yeah,
more power to you as well, of course. And on this kind of map, ECM can actually be pretty helpful. You're running through the forest. There's a lot of foliage. It's hard to hit stuff. No matter what your graphic settings are.
I did set this for day, didn't I?
Oh.
Oh, I really hope I did. I hope I didn't make that mistake again.
No worries. We'll find out.
Oh, good. Yes, okay. We're good.
There we go. Hey, don't worry, stream. We're professionals here.
Yes, we are such professional. Esport professional announcers here. We are.
But we won't cast any other sports. Mech Warriors are our favorite. That's why we're here all the time. We have both teams loading in here, dropping in their drop ships. And I'll start looking through Osiriz here.
And I am on the Steel Jaguar side. So yeah, you go ahead, and I'll follow you up.
So I got a Grasshopper with ER larges, more ER larges from a Timberwolf, Night Gears, Gauss PPC, Hunchback PPCs, Night Gears, Gauss PPC, Osiriz, full long range deck, Huntsman, Gauss, and medium lasers, full long range. It's gonna be a long range deck all the way through. What you got over there?
Well, the curious thing is I got Magician and a Thunderbolt 9 SE with 3 large pulse, 2 medium lasers. I see a Gut right here in his Ice Ferret with medium lasers. Wonka, dual PPCs and a Hunchback 2 CA. File Titan, medium lasers and Gauze Rifle and a Nitro. So it's a little bit of a mix over here on the Steel Jaguar side.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, especially like large pulse, are gonna have a much shorter range compared to some of those the mech builds there. And then a Huntsman with like 2 large pulses and small pulses I saw there too. Is the synergy of Osiriz gonna be a bigger play here for the range game? All of Osiris's mechs just seem to just jam together range wise, but they're going straight to the water. they want to play a range game here.
Yeah, you can see that. We do have Steel Jaguar kind of taking the right side near the beach. They quickly went for that. Went for the cap here. Well, which cap point is this? Kappa? Yeah, but he's taking fire there already from that long range from Osiriz.
Yep, and at that range, the hit scan, some of those ER larges, even on a light, every percentage point counts. So it's like Glory got a few points knocked off on there. SJR is up on the cap game. Are they going to be a little more patient? Are they going to utilize that radio tower to their advantage? You guys just trading back and forth.
Yeah, Wonka using those dual PPCs very nicely from that little hilltop over here on the right side.
He's working it. Right now, Cyrus is kind of grouped up. They got to be careful about that. SJR had a little bit better spread, but it looks like they're moving around a little bit too. Here the famous, the ship here out in the water. Osiriz is working it like old school River City.
Oh, I miss old school River City. Or yeah, Forest Colony.
Yeah. They'll play like a totally different map from what we have here today. Right now SGR again still up on the 3 cap game. They're continuing to build that lead there, but Osiriz is marching north. They're marching north. Hopefully they don't take too much fire marching up that way. For example, our lock on the Night Gear is already down to 82%. One of the lowest percentages in the game currently.
Yeah, I think he took a risk stepping out there.
He did. Night Gears are big and slow and wide, so you got to be careful with those things.
Yeah,
those around.
and these guys can aim. They know how to hit from distance.
Yeah.
You get caught out too long, you'll pay for it.
Absolutely. And the closer Osiriz gets to SJR, the more of SJR's kind of large pulse, medium range mechs are going to kind of come into play here. Versus Osiriz has some very long range mechs. I saw at least 2 large laser mechs for Osiriz. It's great for long range, but you're going to be lacking that DPS if this comes into a mid-range or close-range battle. Grasshopper, 5P, very hot, all those larges, etc. But it looks like Osiriz is being more the aggressor here.
Yeah, they're pushing more over towards, what cap point is this I'm at? Theta, yeah, there's that Theta point we were talking about earlier, over near the arch.
Hydro coming over here to cap that real quick, but again, even as he's capping, he still has his eyes on the prize. He still knows where they are. They're kind of forcing SJR out into the water. This is kind of a disadvantageous position, I would say, for SJR. I would have kept people up on the radio tower. Because if Osiriz does do a hard enough push, they may be able to really hurt some of these mechs on this left flank of SJR. But Osiriz has some pretty beat up mechs. That temporal of 78%.
Yeah.
Let me look at his paper doll here. Oh, his right torso totally opened up. He already lost an ER large. That torso just came off. Great shot there.
Well, SJR pushing in from the beach now, trying to get the match in a little bit closer, probably for some of those more medium range mechs that they're bringing with them. Yeah. But Osiriz, they have the radio tower, although they are kind of in a sometimes being back there in that little city back there can be really hard. Yeah. You get caught in those buildings. It can be hard to move around. I actually think that Steel Jaguar's got the better position at this point.
Yeah, and if they just don't mess up this cutting this pie around this corner here, that's going to be the big key. They can't get stuck on their back foot here coming around this corner. But this is where communication is key at this top level. I guarantee you both teams are communicating. Okay, what torsos are coming off which mechs? What mechs are running which builds? Okay, this is things that the drop commander is gathering all this intel to form. Okay, what are we gonna do next? We have the higher DPS. Let's go push into them. But SJR, they're getting kind of beat up.
Yeah, they're getting very beat up.
Now they're moving. That's what I want to see. I'm pretty sure they know they have the DPS advantage, but if are they gonna be able to catch the Enforcer, the Night Gear, out?
Well, Ghost up there on radio tower with his buddy. I mean, they were just laying down fire, completely unchecked from SJR, and we're seeing it now. Wonka's already down for SJR. They're still trying to make that push, but they're a little split up. It's not like they have their full lineup there with them, and they're going to need to make sure that they do that.
For sure, it's like Magician who's coming up here to try to get some back shots on Ghost.
Yep.
I don't know how that's going to be.
Glory and Third Eye now all down for SJR. Yeah. Still no mechs down. Oh no, Ghost just dropped for Osiriz. But this is quickly going to Osiris's favor.
Absolutely, yeah. SJR, they sent some people off to do the cap game, and they just kind of got split up here at the end. I mean, they had the advantage, on damage for a little bit, but they got caught up at that little corner there, coming around that corner, where Osiris just had seemed to have a pretty good firing line, just a concave setup, ready to receive that push. And it kind of reminds me of what happened last game, just closer, with the brawl kind of coming around the corner there. But it's like Gut and the Ice Ferret is going to be the last mech here for SGR, but 1 versus 8 or 7.
7. 1 versus 7.
It's probably not going to be enough, but let's see if they track him down here. They can see that he is, of course, on Epsilon. They see that taken down, but they're going to go get that Kappa and slowly clean him up.
Well, he's in a pretty fast mech. He doesn't have a lot of damage. He's still at 99%. So
if Gut comes in and clutches this, I will.
It's 7-1. I'm not putting any money on that, but if he does, if he does, that'll be the clutch of the season right there.
Right. I mean, I've seen this happen. I mean, this has happened in some of our Blackwatch games where all 4 mechs versus 1 light, but all the enemy mechs are beat up, and light mech does clean up. I mean, right now he's kind of beating up on T-Fun here, and he doesn't have anywhere he can really go when he's in this path here. Yeah, don't go through there, Gut. It's a trap. It's a trap. Maybe he'll hear me. I think he's just trying to get this over with.
CT is crit, and he's down.
And he's down. All right, and game 3 out of the series does go to
Osiriz.
All right. Take a look at the match scores here, guys. Again, there's some great shots lined up by both teams, all through and through. So starting off with Osiriz, 559 damage by Reckless, team captain there in the Marauder 2C. So their assault stayed alive. They did get the bonus. Going over to SJR, 639 damage by File Titan. His back must hurt from that carry. In the Night Gear D. However, SJR did not get the bonus as well. Their Marauder 2C only did 142 damage. So a little bit of a differential there. It seemed that throughout this match, whereas SJR had the trade advantage earlier on, did a little bit more damage, etc. But Osiriz turned around, planted their heels, set up a firing line, and beat up SJR coming around that last corner there. But how are we looking on reputation points so far?
Well, let's take a look at that here. Let me flip us back over to our main screen. All right. So Osiriz, now with two drops to 1, has 900 rep points to Steel Jaguar's 550. So Steel Jaguar is going to have to do something in this next drop to maintain a close match here. That last drop. Well, let's go to the map strat and let's talk about how that looked.
Let's do it. Okay, so there was a little bit of NASCAR going on.
Yeah,
so,
a little bit.
So again, we'll highlight radio tower. So radio tower is kind of this key point. It's kind of hard to see from the terrain details. But you kind of have this little radio tower here, very distinguished terrain feature. Again, sorry for the Tourette's that the map strat has at the moment. That's a very key point on this map. And what happened was SJR, they got here, they kind of set up, and then they got pushed out. They got pushed out in the water, and they kind of came around and did this, right? We got this little rotation here, which okay, that kind of makes sense. Whereas Osiriz, they kind of went here, they kind of took the scenic route, they went on a little cruise, came down here to I-7, set up, did this whole big kind of come around here, okay, and then that's where they came around to the backside of radio tower. And so now we're left with this firing line here, and we're left with SJR caught at this corner right here. Keep in mind, all that moving that Osiriz did, they paid for it. They had mechs beat up, they had mechs that were halved already, very beat up. SJR did an excellent job at beating at those trades long range. But where things went wrong is when they got to that little corner, there on the corner of radio tower, they were not able to push around it. And Osiriz had a beautiful textbook concave firing line. Even though they had mechs with less DPS, all of them shooting the same mech at once that came around that corner, they beat the crap out of those SJR mechs coming around that corner. And by the time SGR did decide to push, it was just way too late. They were too far down on mechs. And they didn't keep anyone on radio tower, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Regardless of which way you're rotating, keep a mech or two up on radio tower.
Yeah, because when SJR made that push, Osiriz had those 2 mechs up there the whole time, and they were unchecked. They were just able to lay down that fire from radio tower, while SJR was focused on the mechs that were on the ground. If you maintain a couple mechs, 1 or 2 mechs, at least 1 mech up on top of that radio tower, it could really spell trouble when a team tries to make a push around one of those high points there.
Yeah. And that mech up there on radar tower, he's gonna have seismic sensor, right? He's gonna know when they're coming.
He can throw up a UAV.
He's gonna be shooting people on the back or on the sides they come around, because he pretty much blindsided several SGR players. So I think SGR's traded really well in this one. I think if it would have stayed just that kind of even trade, that SGR would have won this. But they lost in just those little specific intricacies, those little mistakes we talked about, right? These little mistakes that are more forgivable at lower tiers. Osiriz made him pay for it. Osiriz saw what was going on. They seemed to have better map control, and they had that firing line ready to go, and that's what beat SJR in this one. Well, let's see what's going to happen here going into drop 4 with Frozen City. Again, this is another very long range map. Will SJR kind of learn from those mistakes? I guess we'll have to see and find out here shortly. Let's say we have a few moments, kind of have teams kind of get shuffling out people, shuffling out mechs maybe. You got to find those models.
Well, why don't we take a look at the next map then? While these guys are still shuffling around a little bit, let's pull up the next map, which is Frozen City. Yeah, I'll let you handle that.
Frozen City. This, when it first came out, I did not like Frozen City, the new one, at all. I love the old one more, but slowly but surely, this map is really start to talk to me. I like this map. You start learning the lines of it. You start learning the little intricacies of it. It becomes a really fun map to play, even as a long-range kind of trading kind of setup. So again, Team 1, Osiriz, they've obviously showed us tonight they're very good at long-range trading. I imagine they're going to bring guys here. You keep a few guys here in the buildings. Maybe have a lance here or two. You keep these firing lines open. Trade from there.
I think you need to use some thicker point there. Yeah, because it's kind of hard to see.
All right, there we go. Appreciate that. Yeah, so again, Osiriz, bring guys through the buildings here. I find a strong point here is if you see where dropship is, this little divider, this little F6. This is kind of the mid-range split of this map. If Osiriz is able to get all the way around him here, then they will literally have full reign of this entire map. Theta, both sides of dropship, they can cover each other back and forth if anyone tries to push on them. Map control, again, very key. Keeping map control is super important on this with your long range mechs. Keeping the other team's heads pinned down and making them pay for movements. On the flip side, SGR. This side's a little bit more tricky because there's a lot of spots here when you come across the dropship and whatnot that you're open to attack. You're open, you're going to be exposing yourself, high-siding yourself. There's almost nothing you can do about it. Pretty common strat for Team 2 is you kind of stack Bravo and Charlie. Maybe you ignore the cap game a little bit and just push heavy here. But this is a fun map in that, if a team does go brawl or does get real aggro at some mid-range, it's very easy for another team that used to be right here to now rotate out. So, I expect to see long-range decks from both teams, but keep in mind, hit scan weapons like ER larges, grasshoppers, battle masters, etc. Looking at the rules here, those longer range mechs hit scan. They're doing full damage at 800-900 meters almost, right? That's a lot of damage. Whereas a Gauss, Gauss rifles 600-700 meters, maybe you're doing your peak damage. You can potentially be totally out traded by a grasshopper that just keeps his range. Winning those range trades and reading those ranges is going to be really important for the trades here. 2 assaults, 2 heavies, 2 mediums, 2 lights. It's going to be a relatively balanced mobile battle as opposed to dropship 5. RJ, you think either team is going to do anything different than they've done so far? I think we've seen the precedent from Osiriz doing the same thing every time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you spelled it all out right there. This map, these Div A teams, they know the points. They know where to get the best lines. They know where to move to. I was kind of talking to the guys in the chat here, so I wasn't paying attention to everything you said there, but you did mention that sometimes how the brawl happens up in this area, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was the only part that I missed there. I saw your lines afterwards. I could kind of tell what you were saying there. You know, me and my ADD, I can only, focus one thing at a time here, but...
Yeah, no, I mean, I love brawl. Like, brawl is like my favorite thing to do in the whole world. But in a Division A team, we've seen it before. One team lets range, they see the brawl, they rotate out, and they make that brawl team pay for it. So I don't think we'll see the brawl. If both teams brawl, I'll be super happy. They'll do it, in that little F8 section is typically where it happens. Or sometimes what you see too is you have a little bit more of a split. For example, maybe you send a few guys here in F7 that are more maybe mid-range, or maybe 1 or 2 brawl, and their total job is to just put pressure on the guys here at E7, E6. Keep these guys always nervous that at any time they can be pushed on or beat up. Right, that's the job of these guys here. Whereas you keep your guys on the other side, you get Sigma, you get your Kappa, right? Try to get Theta early on if you can, if this turns into a cap game, and then you trade well from here. So it's gonna come down to those particular builds, right? The particular ranges and keeping map control. The team that loses map control on this, and audience, I'll let you guys count this up. Count up how many grid squares one team or one side owns versus the other. Most likely they're going to win this battle. I don't think we're going to see too much rotation. I think they're going to trade each other straight up for the most part.
Yeah, be a lot of trading.
And it's going to come down.
And that's something that you see just in public drops. If you're in a group public drop and you come against one of these teams, Blackwatch, SJR, Osiriz, D5, SIG, you see a lot of these other teams that are just made up of mixed groups. They're afraid to push across the line because they know they're just going to get laid out by PPC and Gauze the whole way down. It can be very frustrating, especially if I'm just dropping with 1 or 2 of the other guys in the Swamp Foxes. We're on this map, and we got a team full of just mixed groups, and on the other side is D5, right? Right. And just trying to get those guys to make that push, because D5 knows the lines. They know where to be. They know where they can get the best shots in. And as soon as you poke out, splat! You got 2 Gauze to the face. It's instantaneous every time.
Yeah, and it comes down to that synergy, right? If all your mechs can all shoot something at 700-800 meters, and this as a drop commander or whatnot, that makes your guys very powerful. It makes your movements very powerful because you know the full strengths and weaknesses of everybody. You never have this thing where you have 4 long-range mechs, 4 short-range mechs, and at any given time you only have half a team, right? We've seen some great synergy out of Osiriz so far. Let's see what SJR brings on this one, and the Lances may tell us more as we come in here shortly. But we are loading up.
Okay, so what is this one again? This is
going to be 2-2-2.
Yeah, 2-2-2-2. Yeah, 2 of everything. This is the one. This is the drop I like the best because it reminds me of Worlds last year.
Exactly right. Kind of brings back that familiar, and even the way the queue used to be 2-2-2-2 in the queues, or 3-3-3. We're getting both sides loaded up here. I'll try to break the game by getting them to drop ship too early.
Oh yeah, I love that when you try to press the pointer or select an option. Before everything is all loaded up, and then you just get shot out into space. It's a great feature. I love that one.
So again, looking here at Osiriz, I'm seeing pretty much the same thing. Some Gauze PPC, the same ER large, Grasshopper. We got some Kodiaks with some Gauze PPC. Lights, of course, are going to be short range. What you seeing over there with SJR?
Well, I'm looking at Wonka right now in the Huntsman C with 2 ER PPCs, and let's take a look here. File Titan, Nightgyre D, medium lasers, Gauze rifle, 1 PPC. It's kind of a interesting build. Who's this? Core Knight? Not sure of his exact name. 2 PPCs, 2 Gauze, and that Kodiak 3. Rouza already taken fire from across the map, that long-range fire from Osiriz, but 2 ER PPCs, 2 Gauze rifles, so this is a range build for Steel Jaguar here.
Yeah, but if Osiriz doesn't rotate out of here, we may see a crash. We may see that brawl crash. does Osiriz see all of?
Oh yeah, I was.
Up that side.
We have about 2 lances worth.
I mean,
Yeah, 2 lances. This is gonna be a brawl over here because these guys are moving in close to each other in this upper city here.
Yeah, I mean, Osiriz is playing a little bit smart. They do have like their faster huntsman, Ghost and Huntsman, Hydrocarbon, and Hunchback 2C. Those are going to be some faster mechs that'll hopefully rotate out. But by SJR being this aggressive, they could potentially push Osiriz out into some open ground and capitalize on some of those mechs in the open ground. But right now, SJR is being very aggro. I like this. I like this a lot.
AC 130 red.
But Osiriz isn't rotating too far. They're setting up.
I'm viewing from Cronkite right now. 2 Gauss, 2 PPC, and that Kodiak 3. I just kind of want to get the feeling of what they can see from their location. They just seem pretty grouped up for the range that they're bringing. I would like to see more of a concave from these guys.
Right. And so, yeah, the SGR's push kind of stopped. I mean, they are bringing their lights in to kind of rejoin the main group. So I see that there. But Third Eye is kind of off by himself towards the front.
Yeah, he is.
Kind of separated there from Gamma.
Yeah, he's got all of them looking at him too.
Yeah, but I want to see the rest of the SGR doing what Third Eye is doing. Be up there, get in the front, smash those front guys.
Oh yeah, but you're a brawler though. You don't want to see that long range shit here. You want to see him brawl.
I want to see him. You can brawl with Gosh PBC. Third Eye he had the idea. He's getting up in there.
But he took some damage for it though too.
He did. But see, did
I lose you there, Mikado? Yeah, I think we might have lost Mikado here, or TeamSpeak is starting to screw up one of the two.
If they're pushed by SJR, lights for both teams are still relatively fresh. SJR's continuing the move and shoot. Hydrocarbon down
for Osiriz, yeah.
The shot right there.
Lights pushing up, flanking the right side. They're looking at airlock over here, and they take him down quick.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So second down for Osiriz.
Yeah.
A tonnage out of the game.
Those lights are doing some work for Steel Jaguar.
Yeah, Core Knight got really beat up there. And Reckless just went down as well.
They're working the Spider Cave for Osiriz right now.
SJR has the high ground. Osiriz is stuck on the low ground right now with some of the lesser DPS mechs.
Yep, and there goes. That's 4 down now for Osiriz.
Yeah. Right now, the only fresh mech for Osiriz is going to be the Arctic Cheetah. I don't see any difficulty for SJR right now in the cap game at all. We're just chasing out his last few mechs. Ghost in that Huntsman V at 23%. He's holding on with duct tape and super glue.
Yeah, pretty much.
He'll be going down here shortly, and then this is chasing out his last few guys. And Ghost goes down. Wow. Okay.
So I'm still showing that Skinless is alive. That must be the bug. Oh no, he is.
Yeah, he's been cheated there. Third Eye is in his face all the way too. Again, Third Eye led that charge. 1 for 1 there. Looks like they're gonna finish up the caps. Man, that was totally different than before.
Yeah, that was a good way for Steel Jaguar to turn it around here. That's exactly what they needed after losing 2 drops in a row. That is exactly what they needed. It was
that aggression there.
Yeah, it was a great push. The way the lights worked, that right hand side on him, took down airlock like that. That was fun to watch right there. I really liked that one.
No, and regardless of damage, I'm gonna give the MVP for this one for SJR. Was it Third Eye in that Timberwolf leading the charge before the Chargers even call. He was like, I want Adam. I want to get some of that. Let me get in that. And he led the charge. SJR picked up on that, pushed in, beat up Osiriz that were not in a good position there, pushed him into the low ground and beat him into the ground. Look at the damage real quick here. File Titan did the most damage here for SJR, 514. Kodiak's pretty close behind that, pretty close spread there. Whereas Osiriz didn't quite have all the same DPS, but the Huntsman did 337. The Banshee 3M did 329. SJR finally recognized that, hey, they don't have as much DPS as us. Let's get in their face and push them.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, Third Eye was on point there, so I like that a lot. Third Eye, props to you, bro. I like seeing that shit. Well done. I think that made all the world difference, just being a little bit more aggressive. And I want to see that same aggression with assaults in Canyon Network, maybe. Let's see. How are we looking on?
It's looking close, man. I like it. 2 drops apiece. Osiriz has a very narrow lead. 950 rep points to 900. I love it when matches come out like this. This next drop is going to determine the winner of this match. I absolutely love it. These are the matches we like to cast. These are the ones we like to see. These close ones. These ones where the teams are going back and forth.
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
And that's what I like about MRBC, right? So even though SGR technically lost drop 1, because it was so close to the very end, it doesn't count as much of a loss. So now we're so close towards the end that this final match could seal the deal for either team. It could go either way. Let's take a real quick look at the map strat, I guess, as you bring up the rep points there.
Yep.
So we talked about this, right, RJ? We talked about that little, that brawl kind of area right there.
Yeah, we did.
And again, when I say brawl, I like to brawl with Gox PPC too.
You brawl. You put some chopsticks in your hand and you'll go to a freaking brawl with it.
I will brawl with some chopsticks, broomstick, whatever you give me, I will wreck someone in a brawl too, right? So bringing it in here, so SGR getting very aggressive, kept it tight. They got here into kind of the Echo 7 area. Osiriz finally started to scout that. Osiriz went from this textbook, right? This textbook, let's set up here Delta 6 Echo 6 to, oh shit, SGR is knocking on our door with their full team. Let's GTFO. And they rotate out some guys in the D5, and they kept a few guys kind of here in Delta 6. This split is where kind of things went wrong, because this area is I don't like this area. This is a bad area to be.
Well, no, it's a great area to be in if you're on top of the hill and the enemy is at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, in this position, that's a bad area to be, because your back's against a cliff, literally. Like, your back's against the wall. If you drop off of here, you're in low ground. Okay? If you rotate out of here, you're in low ground. And what did SJR did? They saw Third Eye. Third Eye said, Leroy Jenkins, and he ran in here and got the party started. The rest of SJR followed him, pushed these guys out here, out at D6, beat these guys up here, cleaned up.
By all rights, Third Eye should have been down. I mean, he had the entire Osiriz team looking at him. How he escaped that? He was so far ahead of the rest of the team. How he escaped that, I don't know, but yeah, he Leroyed it, and he got the rest of his team to move there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the rest of the team was like, oh no, we can't lose Third Eye, and they followed him, but it worked. It worked.
And I hope they take that note into Canyon Network, where Canyon Network, I've seen it stay very long-range tradey. Typically, it happened a lot in the World Champs, right?
Yeah.
Very long-range kind of tradey setups by some of these top-end teams. But other than that, I mean, get aggressive, get map control. Let me bring up the map shot here.
I'm still on it.
Canyon Network. Here we go. Conquest. Okay. Canyon Network Conquest. We're gonna have Osiriz on the south side of the map here in blue. SJF on the top side. Anyone who played in World Comps already kind of knows the power positions, right? You kind of get these different power positions here. Maybe get a guy up here. You have Junkyard that can still be pretty powerful. And your goal is just to get these firing lines and just make the enemy team pay for any moves they do. Communication's key, scouting is key, etc. Knowing where the enemy team is moving, reporting back their builds, etc. Team 2, Team 1. I like Team 1 side. I think Osiriz may have a little bit better side here. Of course, radio tower, super powerful position here. There's so many places to trade from here. You can trade from this rock. You can trade from this rock. You can trade from. This is awesome. I love this. I'm gonna draw a little happy face right here to indicate. This is the happy spot of this map. You can trade anywhere from here on radio tower and be happy. Of course, you have here. You've got here. If you want to get aggro, come around this corner. You can do that. Keep in mind too, you can go backwards. You can get guys here with that super long range. Stuff that Osiriz did last game. Maybe they have some ER large guys here on Echo 5. And then if you have Pop-Tarts, this is all places you can shoot from too. Pop-Tarts all day. I think Osiriz has the better map position here on this map. But I think if SJR is aggressive, and maybe they do the, they come down here, do a little kidney punch, come around this D5 corner. If they do it right, maybe that'll be enough to mess up Osiriz, like happened before. Osiriz got pushed out of position. Maybe they do a D3 kind of pushed up into radio tower, push these guys out of radio tower, right? The key is to push the enemy team out of the key positions on this map and make them pay for moving away. We're gonna have go into our rules here: 4 assaults, 2 heavies, 2 lights. So mobility is definitely going to be an issue here unless you sacrifice and bring some of those fast assaults. May or may not happen with either team. I expect to see Kodiaks, maybe some Battle Masters. I've seen some Stalkers this year so far with the series, but this is going to be the decider. RJ, how are we looking on bonuses so far? It seems like most of the bonuses have gone to. It's been pretty balanced so far with bonuses.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only a 50-point rep difference separating these two teams. So, I mean, Osiriz has snagged a couple. I think you get 25 rep points for the bonus. So they've only snagged 2 more than Steel Jaguar has. But of course, Steel Jaguar got the bonus for that last one. So, I mean, that's why this is so close right now. That's why this next match is gonna decide it for these two teams. But I mean, when you look at the standings, though, if we go back and we look at the standings, let me pull this up again. I mean, you could see in the standings, it's all based on rep points. It's not necessarily how many drops you win or lose. It's the rep points. Now, the more drops you win, the more mechs you kill, the more bonuses you collect, the more screenshots you upload, the more rep points you get at the end of the day. And the rep points are what takes the division. So
absolutely,
when you get a match like this that's so close, when this match leaves, we're looking at teams leaving with 1,100, 1,200 rep points maybe.
Yeah,
it's going to move them up a little bit. I mean, it might put Steel Jaguar if they're lucky here. Well, it could take both of these teams. It's not going to put them in the second place. It might see a flip flop of 3rd and 4th place. But
if SJR has a strong showing, they could knock Osiriz out of that 3rd place position, and kind of if they keep the momentum up through the rest of the season, that could be a strong 3rd place or even 2nd place finisher.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, these teams are almost ready. I was thinking about doing another 500 MC giveaway, but we'll actually do that one after everything's said and done. We're probably going to be talking to a couple of team captains here after the match, we hope. Haven't gotten total confirmation on that, but if so, we'll chat with them, and then right before we close out the stream, we'll give away another 500 MC. So currently, just waiting on Mag to ready up, and we'll be heading to drop 5. 4 assaults.
Yeah, awesome.
4 assaults, 2 heavies, 2 lights, right?
4 assaults, 2 heavies, 2 lights.
No, 4 assaults. Yeah, 4 assaults, 2 heavies, 2 lights. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh, and we're gonna go ahead and get the map set up too. Make sure we get that going. Canyon Network.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Canyon.
There we go.
Okay, just waiting on the okay from both teams, and we will do this.
There we go.
Osiriz is ready.
All right, guys. So again, get that hype ready. Okay, I want to see those emoticons. I want to see some crazy stuff I've never seen before from other streams. Post those emoticons in chat. Hype this up. Tell us who you're rooting for. Let us know in chat, guys. Who's gonna win this one? Let us know. And stay all the way to the end, past the credits, for maybe some free Mech Warrior stuff.
Yep, a little 500 MC. I'm just waiting for the confirmation from SJR that they're ready to go. All right, and we are launching here.
All right, here we go. Getting excited.
Drop 5. Only 50 rep points separate the teams. Canyon Network, the famous map from Worlds 2016. Is it going to be long range? Are they going to brawl? I expect to see the long range. I mean, this map just screams for long range to me, but...
Okay. Good, no dropships here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No dropships. I can't watch the pretty dropships come in.
Oh, hope I didn't break it this time.
Just waiting for the team info to come up. There we go.
All right.
What do you got for Osiris over there?
All right, so looking at Osiris, Grasshopper, ER large. We've got Spider, 5K with large pulse. Kodiak with DACA, though. Not Gosh MRBC, DACA Kodiak.
Interesting.
Banshee with ER large. We've got a Kodiak with AC2s and PPCs. Okay, I'm liking this weird stuff in a Mauler MX90 with the AC5.
Bad guy here.
And some small pulse and the usual stuff out of the Cheetah. There's some weird stuff over here, man. I don't know what you see over there, but we got some weird stuff.
Well, I got Magician with 2 ER PPC, 2 gauze, and a Kodiak 3 tear up, and a Grasshopper 5P with 5 ER large. Cornite and a Kodiak 3 gauze PPC. Rouza and a Marauder 2C gauze PPC. File Titan, medium lasers, gauze rifles, and PPC, and that Nitcher. And I'm back to mag again. So.
Yeah. And so it looks like SJR, they're working like the junkyard over here, Third Eye, working in this Battle Master, holding down that corner there. That could be a very powerful spot. I'm seeing some familiar stuff from the world champs. Osiris is a little bit at a disadvantage right now. They're like most of the mechs are more on the low ground, but again, they're working some of that extreme range. I think they went for an extreme range kind of setup here.
Yeah.
Trading. But we do have some SJR kind of sneaking into the backfield potentially. Of Osiris. I don't know if they're gonna go for Gamma.
Yeah, it looks like a little light battle happening over there or something. Who's that?
We have Febrosion and Gut. They're pulling back off though. They may be going for the data cap. Right now, SJR does have the cap position advantage, which they could use that to their advantage. Maybe if they find out that Osiris may not have the same DPS. Let me look through the Gauss PPC.
Osiris seems to be kind of bunching up here, whereas SJR is making a nice little concave, got very good key points across the map.
Yeah, SJR is they're textbooking it right now. They're
straight
up doing textbook.
Two mechs in the junkyard. Let's see what else we got over here. Got a couple of them over here, or at least one, no, 2 on AS Hill. I mean, yeah, this is textbook. Absolutely textbook.
Core Knight in this Kodiak 3, that's a very powerful position. Side training, that Kodiak is the semi-symmetrical build. Gauss and the PPC is in the right arm, so you want to pop out the right side with that. On the Kodiaks, you mount those machine guns to bring those Gauss rifles up a little higher. A Mauler MX90, for example, with Ghost is not going to trade as well versus a Gauss PPC Kodiak. Ghost has to have a little more face time. I mean, Moritz in this Banshee for Cyrus is already at 80%. That's pretty early on to be that beat up. I mean, especially for an assault mech.
This spot I'm looking at right now is the spot we call AS Hill in the 228 because of Antera Scorpion's use of this hill during Worlds last year. They always had mechs on this hill, and it got to be a very, very popular spot because from this hill you have such good map control from so many different points on the map.
Absolutely.
It's just a fantastic, especially if you get up on top with a good ranged mech, just excellent map control.
And as we've seen it so far, SJR has exercised their map control just so far better than Osiris is. I mean, our Locke's over here at Radio Tower. He's the only guy.
Yeah, he's the only one that's got a really good spot to do the trading because it looks like the rest of Osiris is just down low, not in good trading spots.
And where our Locke is that's where I'd want to have like an ER large guy because he's still not in premium range right now to shoot all the way across. On the SJR guys, Kodiak, etc. But it's like Osiris is pushing up. They're distracting Core Knight. They're getting Core Knight kind of cornered here.
Yeah. So what we see happening here, SJR was peppering them with their long range. Osiris is making the push, and now what you're seeing is the concave crashing in on the sides to help wrangle these guys while they're in the low ground. Keep SJR in the high ground. Maintain that map control.
Absolutely. And right now SJR has to stop them on this corner, but right now Osiris is being very, very good with their light pushes. They're sending.
Yeah, they are. Down. Two down for SJR. So
precision
yep.
Right there. They may blindside Magician and Foul Time if they're not careful here in the Kodiak. That's what you do. They're gonna go right for the backs. That Kodiak's already pretty beat up. The light game is being pretty aggressive here. Let's see what the lights are doing for SJR. You know, they've got a Jenner. Was he legged over by Theta?
Oh yeah, SJR is being surrounded now. They're pushing SJR off of the top. They're getting up top themselves. They're getting the map control. That's 5 down now for SJR. So for all the map control they had early in the match, their collapse from off of those positions.
Yeah, it looks. Osiriz saw that they were losing some of these trades. I mean, they had Moritz and that Banshee down to 70-60% kind of early on, and they're like, guys, audible, let's go push into their faces, and that's what they're doing. They're gonna finish off the magician.
And SJR paid for it. I think had they maintained some of those positions like on AS Hill, at some of these other key points here, I really think that they could have kept that going, but
and I want to give a little shout out to Osiris's Lights. Osiris's Lights, they were working together there. They cleaned up some of those assaults. Assaults staying up too long can really be catastrophic. But I want to say towards the end game, Osiris's Lights really made a huge difference. Follow Titan still won his MC. Let's look real quick the scores here. Ghost and that Mauler, MX90. So he got beat up early on. But he did some. Oh no! I'm talking about the Banshee, the Mauler and the Daka. It's 635 damage. It's a lot of damage. Cutting over to Rosa in the Marauder 2C only did 412. So, wow.
So, SJR didn't get a single kill. Not one.
They're not getting to get the bonus.
Wow.
Osiriz brought it back. They
did.
Took notes, right? They said, we're not going to get pushed on this time. We're not going to let SJR push on us this game. We're going to push on them. And that's what they did, and they won this game. Great game for both teams. Saw some great action tonight, but wow, Osiriz really came out with some good movement, some good firepower there.
All right, so looking at the numbers now, Steel Jaguar stays at 900 rep points with 2 drops won. Osiriz takes the 3rd drop, kills all 8 of their mechs, and walks away with 1,300 rep points. So that means... Oh, let me save that again here. Yeah, that means Osiriz will keep position 3, and that will give them... Let me see if I can add this up here. That'll give them 3,620 points. Not good enough to put them up in the 2nd place, but they'll have a good commanding lead over 3rd place there. That was a good game though. Regardless, that was a good set of matches.
Yep, and it started off heated at the very beginning of the night, and again, just contrast and play styles and builds and aggression. Aggression, I think, was the biggest key tonight. The team that was more aggressive seemed to have won. Okay, Cyrus pushed on Polar Highlands. They won. They pushed on Verde and Bog. They won that one. They pushed on. They didn't push on Forest Colony, but they set up a firing line. So that was kind of a tie there, I would say, in that respect. But Frozen City, SJR pushed. They won. Canyon Network, Osiris pushed. They won. So if you're seeing this pattern, guys, being aggro wins you games. I mean, they brought it out. They were super aggro. They learned from their mistakes, and made SJR paid for it. Wow.
They did. They did.
But again, this set us up pretty well. I mean, we didn't see too much change, but it is going to kind of cement Osiriz there in 3rd place for now. Okay. We still have some teams that haven't updated. SIG hasn't updated yet. They played against. Oh, actually, well, Blackwatch did play SIG. We did beat them, so that'll be updated eventually.
Is that no? That's not Chris, because it shows you guys have played 3 matches. So Chris did report the scores.
Yeah, we reported scores on our side. For once, we actually reported scores on time, but SIG hasn't reported their scores on their side yet. But the season's kind of shaping up. I think we're to see a top 3 there. Dropship 5, Blackwatch, Osiriz. Those are going to be our key teams kind of going to the finals this season, I want to say, so far. And those top 3, again, just like we saw tonight, it can flip-flop. Maybe they flip-flop one way or the other. 1 or 2 really strong games can set the pace of the rest of the season.
Absolutely. So I was hoping we get some of these guys on TS with us, but they are not here yet. You wanna look at the map, show what happened there?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show some of these map strats. So, we had a pretty textbook setup there from SGR, right? They set up kind of here in the junk pile. They had a Battle Master, and then they had another mech doubled up here. They had a Core Knight and his Kodiak here. They did have some mechs back here, and then they kind of had their lights just kind of, you know, just putting a little heat on Radio Tower. So they were really in the better position to play a long-range, drawn-out battle. Absolutely, SJR. If Osiriz didn't push, they would have lost this game. Whereas Osiriz, they went straight this way. They kind of grouped up here at D5. They probably scouted. You know, okay, we're getting shot from the junkyard. Map strat right now is having a seizure. But up until Osiriz pushed, they were losing their trades. It wasn't until they realized, okay, we're losing some of our trades. We got some mechs getting kind of pretty beat up here. Let's use some of our firepower and push. And things are still messing up. And they realized at the time that, hey guys, we have to push here. We can't continue to sit back and let them beat us up. They pushed around this corner. They sent their lights over to the junkyard to tie up the Battle Master. They were able to get
Channel switched.
Oh, hold on. I messed that up.
Insufficient permissions. Channel switched.
Game's mine. Close match.
Hey guys. I don't think Mikado realizes I had to leave the room. We don't have the ability to drag people in here yet.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Okay.
For both teams.
Mikado. I left the room. The guys are with us. Go up to the lobby.
Okay, awesome. Let's do it.
Okay.
Channel switched. User joined your channel.
There he is.
What's going on, guys? Great games.
Yeah, good games.
Absolutely. So, man, you guys had an explosive start right from the very beginning. We're just gonna ask you guys a few questions about some of the strats so far for the night. Starting out, just some observations. Osiriz, it seemed like you guys stayed pretty much similar decks, those long-range decks. You guys had some interesting mech choices in drop 5 here. What was y'all's idea going in? Because you didn't set up at Radio Tower like you normally see. You went more towards the D5 side. What was kind of going into y'all's mind and into comms there towards the end of drop 5 on Kenya Network?
Well, I think we were just trying to nail down some long-range trades if we could, and we were hoping that maybe we could open some stuff up and keep caps for a bit longer, but we seemed to fall victim to kind of getting corralled there for a bit. We got a little bit pinned down, and I think we were starting to lose trades, so we had to make a decision on the push.
That was one of the things I was pointing out in the stream. I was watching Mag's team taking some of those key points that we all learned in Worlds last year, especially that AS Hill. You had 2 mechs over there in AS Hill, and it just looked like they had complete map control. And I was fully, I mean, that match, that drop did not go the way I expected it to. From watching where you guys were and watching where SJR was, I thought SJR just had complete control of that whole thing. Then when he moved and when SJR collapsed on you there, that's where everything seemed to completely turn. And Mag, what was the move on your guys' part there? What was the call there? What led to that?
What drop are we talking about?
The 5th one, Canyon Network.
No, yeah, we just screwed it up. I mean, they just, took DACA and pushed the side up. Basically, got their numbers on it. Yeah. Goodbye, them. If we would have rotated over, we would have been fine. We were dominating early trades, it seemed like. So, just came down to, one of our lights got lagged. That kind of gimped us a little bit, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and sometimes things change on the when we dime like that. You guys are doing very well trading, especially early on. Like if it had stayed there, if Osiriz had not made the decision to push on you guys would have won hands down just from trading the better trading, the better position, the better map control thus far. Absolutely. But that was a great push by Osiris. Your lights stuck together. You guys were able to finish off Third Eye and that Battle Master there in Junkyard. Able to push up on the Kodiak there in the backfield in C4. Do your lights, are your lights like twins? Are they psychic, Osiris?
Yeah.
You know,
I'd say
did you tell him to go?
It's pretty hit or miss. T-Fun's really smart about knowing when and how to push. It was actually his call because he felt like we were getting beat up excessively and that we didn't really have much of a choice. We kind of just ended up throwing caution to the wind and doing that push, and the lights went up to clean up the Battle Master and stuff as we were going along. So as far as their synchronization, yeah, sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off, but I'd say tonight they played pretty well together. I definitely got to give a lot of props to them.
Cool, awesome, and you know we'll cut over too. I mean, let's see if you have any more questions about this one.
Oh no, actually, that just brought me right into drop 4 actually, and the SJR lights, because Mag, your lights on drop 4, Frozen City. The way they took down Airlock, they pushed that right side as well. There was several things that your team did there that, I mean, Mikado and I are like, what? I mean,
yeah.
go into Mikado, because I still shake my head at that, but it was amazing.
So on Frozen City, you know, SJR, you guys super aggressive, pushing through that right side of the map. You know, Epsilon going towards Gamma, and you guys kind of stopped there at Echo 7 for a second. You guys kind of stopped and paused, but Third Eye was like half a grid square ahead, and like I was yelling Leroy Jenkins in the stream. I mean, he was further ahead, and then I don't know if that was the cue or what was the call from there, but as soon as you guys pushed Osiris out of D6, out of D5 down to low ground, finished off some of their key guys there. What led up to that? You know, did you guys push up to Echo 7 and stop on purpose? Did you guys push all of a sudden into Delta 6 because you saw Third Eye getting beat up there in the front, or you know, what was kind of going on there? Did y'all mean to be that aggressive? Tell me some more about that, Strat.
No, we were just trying to equal the caps, and Osiris was at ER large in a pretty weak position against where we were at, so it just made sense to get aggressive.
Nice. And you know, I saw Third Eye, you know, further ahead because it's like, you know, scouting with a Timberwolf. I saw him on Gamma, and then you guys started moving. That was really cool to see. And it seems like both teams took a little bit of you know, you guys both kind of took turns on being super aggro, being not so aggro back and forth. It was fun to watch. I mean, both teams, awesome pilots. We talked about at the beginning that in Division A, you know, mistakes you can make in Division B, C, or D, you can't make in Division A because people can shoot straight and people can move together and can call and stuff like that. Awesome there. RJ, any more questions about Drop 4 here?
No, actually, I mean, I thought the first 3 drops were fairly straightforward. Well, actually, no, the Forest Colony one there.
Forest Colony, yeah, we'll talk about that one. That'll probably be the last one here. We won't keep you guys too long, but let's talk about Forest Colony, because we noticed something there where, again, similar. SGR, again, had the advantage, it seemed like, from the beginning. You know, you guys, you out-traded Osiris kind of at the beginning, kind of hurt some of their mechs. But then when you got kind of to the radio tower there, like things kind of stalled. Osiris set up a firing line on the backside of the radio tower, and then all of SGR was kind of stacked on that corner. Was there any different calls made there? Did you guys mean to end up there? Did you guys intend to keep some more people up on top of radio tower? What led into that positioning there from you guys at SGR?
So I screwed it up as a caller, pushed us in our initial setup. It wasn't a position I liked. But I didn't, you know, just based on some of the prep work that was going on when I was out of town, is based on some of that, and set us up in that position. I don't really like it very much, but in the end, I didn't make the right calls to keep get our mechs being more active, and that allowed Osiris to. I mean, we were in the position, I think, to crush them on their move. We had map control and everything, and we just totally gave it all up. Because we basically backed up as opposed to having our right side rotate around, crush them as they're kind of going lazily. You know, they're pretty strung out because that's just their speed and their move. It was fine, and it was a good move. You know, they made the right move, but they were pretty strung out. And we could have punished them, but we were kind of our right side just wasn't active enough, far enough, and that forced us off the top and off the back left.
it seemed like y'all just ran the gas a little bit there. You know, you guys definitely had the momentum early on, just ran the gas. But you know, little things like that can definitely make a big difference. It went back and forth tonight.
It was a good match from both sides. I mean, these are the matches I love casting. 3-2. You guys are both walking away with a decent with decent amount of rep points here. It keeps the division close. I mean, one of the better matches we've casted so far this season. So I definitely appreciate you guys letting us do this and then come here and talk to us about it afterwards.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, again, and also too, just want to thank you guys. This match almost didn't happen tonight. We appreciate you guys, you know, putting extra effort to drag everyone together and jump in here. Thanks for putting up with us as casters too. But hey, unless you guys have any questions for us, you guys both did an awesome job. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. All right, thanks. GG's.
Good games. All right. So, man, RJ, that was an exciting series of games there, bud.
It was. Let's hop back down to the casting room here and.
All right. There we go.
All right. I guess I can turn off this extra stuff I turned on here. So, yes, very, very good matches tonight. I'm very pleased with how this one turned out. I don't think we screwed up anything major. A couple little small hiccups here and there, but we do have one more thing we have to do though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we got to give away some MC. Okay. We can't. We're gonna bring this over to MRBC 1 here in a minute because there's definitely a match still going on there. Oh, why does it do that? Why did it do that?
So again, thanks again, Mech Warriors. You guys stuck around with us for this long. Put up with all of us here, and we're gonna give you guys some free stuff in return.
Okay, try this again.
All right.
Ah, just won't let me do it.
No worries.
Okay, it's just every time I try to bring it up.
But you know, we didn't break any computers tonight. There was no accidental night ops tonight. Man, we're pros now, bro. We're professionals. We'll be on ESPN like 2 next week.
Or the Ocho.
The Ocho. We'll be shoutcasting. Was it dodgeball? Extreme dodgeball or something.
Okay, I'm gonna go with let's see here. I got to re-enter the source again. LACHHH2. Okay. And it keeps giving. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. Okay. Discard.
Stick with this, guys. We'll get it out to you soon.
No. I'm trying. It just keeps giving me a white screen. So let's see. I'm gonna close this.
Hey, well, you know, File Titan was one of the players in the game tonight. He won 500 MC. That's not too bad of a consolation prize, I'd say.
No, not bad at all. 500 MC is good. That's a mech bay. That's a little bit of premium time. That could be any number of things there, actually. Okay, let me try adding the source again. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Window capture.
No worries. Take your time.
There we go. Now I got it.
I spend all my MC on cheap paint jobs and stupid stuff in the mech lab. So, war horns. Nothing useful.
Let's get the names loaded up from the Twitch chat. And then we're going to get rid of you. We're going to get rid of Moobot and myself. All right. Now I got it. It's looking good on the stream. Let's give away some premium time.
There we go. All right. All right, guys. Who's going to win this time? Who's going to be rewarded for putting up with us all night? There we go.
All right, it's starting to slow down.
Uh-oh. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it?
Odin Steed. ODINS_Steed. STEED. Odin Steed, you just won 500 MC, and as soon as we're done with the stream here, we will make sure to get that out to you. Also, on File Titan too. He's also got his He's got his 500 MC.
Yeah, File Titan and Odin Seed tonight, winning some free stuff. Again, Mech Warriors, follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. MRBC, MRBC League 2. Hit us up on Twitter. You know, we're here every week bringing you guys the best mech action in all of Mech Warrior. And we give away free stuff. What's not to love?
Yep, we love to give away free stuff. Okay, so once again, quick recap. Just joining us, Osiriz takes the match 3-2, 1,300 rep points to Steel Jaguars 900. Very, very good match. And let's real quick look at the upcoming cast. Forgot about that. Because Mikado and I are going to be back.
We'll be back.
Okay.
We'll be back. Arnold Schwarzenegger style.
Yep. Okay. So Osiriz, Steel Jaguar. We just did that one tonight. Ice and Grim, Blackstone Knights is happening right now. We're going to bring you guys over to them in just a second. On the 6th of May, 23 Reggie's versus the New Texas Mercenaries being casted by Switchblade. Then on the 7th of May, that's a Sunday, Kong Interstellar Security Solutions versus the Blackthorns Dragoons. That's be casted by Mikado and myself.
That'd be a good game too.
This is the match we were talking about earlier. 228 IBR Blackwatch versus Dropship 5. It's going to be casted by Bandit. He called it early. It's not actually happening on the 9th of May. It's been pushed back again. Not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but Bandit's the one that's going to be bringing that. He's called dibs. He's not letting it go, so.
Yeah, and they won't let me cast my own match, guys.
Right, that's true.
I'll be in the cockpit myself, so.
But on the 14th of May, Mikado and I will be coming back with another Div A match between Dropship 5 and Osiriz. And that could be a fight, depending on what else happens between now and then over the next 2 weeks. That could be a fight for first place. It could be a fight for second place. I mean, we'll have to see what happens here. That should be a good one.
The deeper we get into this season, the more and more the hair on the back of my neck stands up, because you think you're doing good at the beginning, and then you get beat up, you have a bad game or two, and now you're no longer won. So we'll see what happens. All these teams moving around.
So remember, everybody, you can get all this data, the current standings, the match results, anything and everything having to do with this league. You can get it all at MRBCleague.com. Mikado and I are going to end it with the Osiriz victory over Steel Jaguar 3-2, and we're going to start hosting MRBC League 1, which should be Ice and Grim and the Blackstone Knights happening right now. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Mikado, anything to say?
All right, guys, go show some love over there on MRBC 1 there on Twitch. Have a great night, guys, and stay safe out there, Mech Warriors.
Have a good night, everybody.